यह कहानी उस दौर की है जब भारत की न्यायपालिका का सबसे ऊंचा दरवाजा खुला तो लोगों को उम्मीद थी कि एक नया दौर शुरू होगा, एक ऐसा दौर जहां न्याय की कुर्सी राजनीति से ऊपर होगी। लेकिन जब डीवाई चंद्रचूड़ सुप्रीम कोर्ट के चीफ जस्टिस बने तो धीरे धीरे ऐसा लगा जैसे न्याय का मंदिर भी राजनीतिक गलियारे की आवाजों से भरने लगा। आज जब वो रिटायर हो चुके हैं और उनके बाद जस्टिस संजीव खन्ना और फिर बी.आर. गवई ने सीजेआई की कुर्सी संभाली तो देश के बुद्धिजीवी और कानूनी जगत दोनों एक ही बात कह रहे हैं। चंद्रचूड़ साहब ने न्यायपालिका की छवि को जितना चमकाया था उतना ही धुंधला भी किया। चंद्रचूड़ ने सीजेआई का पद संभाला था तो चारों तरफ उम्मीदों का समंदर था। उन्हें लिबरल जज कहा गया, एक ऐसा चेहरा जो संविधान को नई रोशनी में पढ़ता है। लेकिन धीरे धीरे ये रोशनी धुंध में बदलने लगी। वो वही दौर था जब अदालतों में न्याय से ज्यादा इमेज बिल्डिंग की बातें होने लगी। न्यायालय का नाम जितना बड़ा हुआ उतना ही उसमें राजनीति की गंध आने लगी। सबसे ज्यादा चर्चा तब हुई जब चंद्रचूड़ साहब ने प्रधानमंत्री को अपने घर गणपति पूजन के लिए बुलाया। ये पहली बार था जब किसी मौजूदा सीजेआई ने प्रधानमंत्री को निजी धार्मिक आयोजन में आमंत्रित किया। उस दिन न्यायपालिका के गलियारों में सन्नाटा था। कुछ जजों ने इसे परंपरा से विचलन कहा तो कुछ ने कहा कि न्यायपालिका की स्वतंत्रता को इससे बड़ा खतरा और क्या हो सकता है। अदालत के सीनियर जजों के बीच आपसी असहमति उस दिन से शुरू हो गई। लेकिन मामला यही नहीं रुका। अयोध्या पर एक टिप्पणी करते हुए उन्होंने कहा, मैंने निर्णय राम पर छोड़ दिया है। ये बात लोगों के दिलों में गहरी उतर गई, लेकिन कानूनी जगत के दिमाग में सवाल बनकर बैठ गई। क्या कोई जज न्याय करते समय आस्था का हवाला दे सकता है? संविधान के अनुच्छेद 50 की आत्मा तो यही कहती है कि न्यायपालिका धर्म और राजनीति से अलग रहे। उस एक वाक्य ने वर्षों की मेहनत से बनी सेक्युलर जज की छवि को हिला दिया। उनके कार्यकाल के दौरान कई ऐसे फैसले आए जिनमें सरकार के रुख को सीधा समर्थन मिलता दिखा, चाहे चुनाव आयोग की नियुक्ति पर सरकार को छूट देना हो या कुछ संवेदनशील मामलों को बार बार टालना। ये सब जजों के बीच गुस्से की वजह बना। सुप्रीम कोर्ट के अंदर कई जजों ने निजी बातचीत में कहा कि अब अदालत में डर नहीं, दबाव महसूस होता है। एक वक्त था जब जज आपस में बहस करते थे, लेकिन अब वो बहसें चुपचाप मीटिंग रूम में बंद हो गईं। लॉबी बनने लगी, एक प्रो सरकार लॉबी और एक संविधानवादी लॉबी। और यही लॉबीवाद चंद्रचूड़ के समय में सबसे मजबूत हुआ। कानूनी हलकों में कहा जाने लगा कि अब केस की ताकत नहीं, चेहरा तय करता है कि फैसला किस तरफ जाएगा। बुद्धिजीवी वर्ग और लॉ फर्म्स जो कभी अदालत को पवित्र जगह मानते थे, अब खुलकर कहने लगे कि राजनीतिक हस्तक्षेप न्याय को निगल रहा है। कई बड़े वकीलों ने कहा कि हम बहस कानून पर करते हैं, लेकिन जज फैसला राजनीति पर देते हैं। यही वह मोड़ था जब बार और बेंच के बीच भरोसे की दीवार टूटने लगी। चंद्रचूड़ के दौर में मीडिया में न्यायपालिका की इमेज संवेदनशील से राजनीतिक बन गई। हर फैसला अब दो नजरियों से देखा जाने लगा, क्या सरकार के हक में गया या खिलाफ, जबकि असली सवाल यह होना चाहिए था, क्या फैसला संविधान के हक में गया या नहीं। ये फर्क धीरे धीरे मिटने लगा और यही न्यायपालिका की सबसे बड़ी हार थी। जब उन्होंने बार बार कहा कि हम सरकार के साथ नहीं, संविधान के साथ हैं, तो अदालत के अंदर बैठे जजों ने सिर झुका लिया। सबको मालूम था कि सच्चाई इसके उलट है। वरिष्ठ वकीलों के बीच ये चर्चा आम हो गई कि अब कोई भी संवेदनशील मामला सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जाना एक राजनीतिक रिस्क है। आज जब जस्टिस संजीव खन्ना और बी.आर. गवई ने उनकी जगह ली है, तो अदालत के गलियारों में एक ठंडी उम्मीद है कि शायद अब न्यायपालिका की गरिमा वापस लौटेगी। लेकिन सवाल यह है कि जो नुकसान हो चुका है, क्या वो इतनी आसानी से भरा जा सकता है? संविधान की गरिमा दोबारा स्थापित करना अब सिर्फ कानूनी नहीं, नैतिक चुनौती भी बन चुका है।
Groundbreaking ceremony of the new building was performed just day before yesterday. Couple of things, which I thought we can just flag, which we leave, of course, the state government to look at. One, we are given to understand that, across from the High Court, in the same compound, you have the Annexi building. Where in the olden days, it used to be the City Civil Court, which used to sit there. Now you have, I think, a few courts. At least when I was there were few courts on the first floor and the second floor.
Two courts and
Now they're up to fourth floor. I'm told that building now is in an extremely precarious situation, and virtually there are props which have been put up to sustain the building. Across from the High Court, just in the same complex, you have the PWD building, which again has some government PDAS offices and other things. That building is also in a very poor condition, and that is not perhaps a heritage building. So maybe if the government can examine, Dr. Saraf, if the government can, Mr. Joshi, you can request Honorable Chief Justice to have a meeting perhaps and see if, those two can be redeveloped immediately. Because of course, the handing over the land will take place in tranches, etc. So that if some effort can be made to, to sort of redevelop the PWD building and the Annexi building, then you will have a whole L-shaped corridor, which can be used in the meantime in the next 3, 4, 5 years. And when, of course, the High Court shifts, it will be a facility which is there for whatever then can
some other use it can be put.
Exactly.
Because the High Court we can have a discussion with the High Court regarding this. If there is any requirement of that, if that is possible, then
Right.
shall we look into it.
And now that we have got the other buildings, like the Bank of India, MTNL, the CTO, some of the offices which are housed in the PWD building can be shifted there, so that the PWD building has to be redeveloped.
Those premises won't be sufficient.
Your office is also in that building, PWD building.
Because the PWD building, as of now, which houses these offices, is not dilapidated. But if it requires a redevelopment, plus we'll have to find a substantial place where we can shift. Because in the Annex building also there are a large number of courtrooms. But we are happy to have a discussion lots with the High Court administration.
In the Annex building for a long time.
Yes.
Is it really dilapidated?
Plus, I don't think it is dilapidated as of now.
Joshi, what is the position?
My lords, the report of VJTI says that though it is structurally stable, but it will require special repairs, is the report.
And that is the building where props, etc. have been...
It is in the PWD building of the side, adjacent to the side of Honorable AG Sir's office. Which is the second and third floor where the protocol office and the inspection 2 branches are situated. The round stairs of wooden stairs.
I don't know, you can personally look into it.
Ji, my lords?
No, Dr. Saraf is situated in that building. He can personally verify it.
No,
so the Annex building is concerned, at least...
Next seems to be okay.
Yeah, because Justice Naik, Mr. Naik, when we were Justice Naik, used to sit in that building for a long period.
I sat in that building for a long period. There was a reason why we sat in that building for a long period. The other courtrooms in the High Court were not air conditioned at that time, but the Annexi building courtrooms were air conditioned. So we were among the first judges who got air conditioned courts in those days.
And the chambers were large enough.
Chambers were also large enough. So we were young judges, junior judges, but we got air conditioned courtrooms. Otherwise, everything goes by seniority, right, in the court system.
Plus, we'll have a discussion with
correct.
3.5.
I actually had an umbrella one day in the monsoon, soon after my appointment, because that 3.5 floor, of course, later on it was renovated and everything. But we had a leakage in the monsoon, so my secretary also brought me an umbrella when I was sitting there, in my chamber.
What was going on?
No, in the chamber.
The chamber.
Okay, General, please examine this.
We'll have a discussion with the High Court and we'll have an inspection done. And whatever needs to be done will surely be done.
We'll say that the groundbreaking ceremony for the new complex of the High Court of Judicature at Bombay has been concluded recently. Full stop. The process of redevelopment is being taken up on an ongoing basis by the Chief Justice and the senior judges of the High Court with the senior functionaries of the state government. Full stop. At this stage, during the course of the hearing, we have indicated, we have suggested that a meeting may be held between the Chief Justice and the senior judges of the High Court in the Administrative Committee and the Chief Secretary and other functionaries of the state government, including the Learned Advocate General, particularly having regard to the fact that some portions of the PWD and annex building adjacent to the High Court are in urgent need of repair. Full stop. The Advocate General may indicate the Advocate General's the offices of the Advocate General are situated in the PWD building,
And all the government.
and the government leaders are situated in the PWD building. Full stop. Mr. Joshi, the Learned Secretary General of the High Court, has indicated that some part of the PWD building has had to be propped up to ensure its safety. Full stop. Whether the PWD building can be and the annexing building can be redeveloped in the meantime, pending the conclusion of the wider project for the shifting of the High Court building to the Bandra, is an aspect which may be taken into account, which may be considered at the appropriate level in the meetings between the Chief Justice and the state administration. Full stop. Now, one last thing before we rise. Is there any possibility of, has that aspect been explored, about making some floors in the Air India building available for the purpose of the arbitration center?
Because as of now, that has not yet been considered in the Air India building. Because we were also considering in the aspect of Bandra Kurla some place there earlier. But may I say this aspect can also be discussed in the meeting with the Chief Secretary when the Learned Chief Justice can have a discussion. This possibility can be explored then.
We also flagged the aspect of making available some space in the Air India building for locating the proposed arbitration and mediation center of the High Court. This is an aspect which may be explored in the course of the meetings. Anything else that you want us to note right now, or we leave it at this stage?
I think a lot of steps after your Lordship's last order, most of the GRs are issued. One GR, I think Mr. Joshi has pointed out, which remains, will get that done. These are small nuances which will not bother your Lordships with.
Keep this now in the last week of October once.
Lordship, surely.
You can list in the last week of October. The Learned Advocate General may provide an updated status report of the developments which have taken place in the meantime.
Will we expect that
including on the aspects which have been flagged in this order?
Further part of the chunk of land handed over as promised earlier?
They have indicated a bar chart for handing over the... Mr. Advocate General, I hope that bar chart, those timelines are being observed.
Because this, all efforts are on, because every endeavor is being made and we'll abide by the timelines.
The Advocate General has assured the court timelines which have already been prepared for handing over the site for the construction of the proposed new High Court building at Bandra will be duly observed.
Naik and Mr. Puri, you are the groundbreaking.
Sorry.
Why you not there?
No, I was...
Merely because you have relocated to Delhi doesn't mean that, you...
Both of you are not there.
Milord, may I place on record our heartful appreciation, Milord, to your Lordship's court, Milord, for having taken up the matter, and particularly to Learned Advocate General for coordinating this, Milord, in this manner, Milord. We are really thankful to your Lordships.
I think, now there is a certain momentum which I hope will be maintained.
Yes. That's what we hope, Lord.
I'm grateful to your Lordship, and very kind of Mr. Thakkar to have said that.
Thank you, Mr. Advocate General, and I think the government has also acted with alacrity.
Yes, yes.
All of you, for AAWI, BBA, the Incorporated Law Society, the Registrar General, and of course, when I say Registrar General, the Chief Justice and his own team. Everybody, it's been a collaborative endeavor so far. I hope that will continue. Thank you.
Thank you.
और आप हमसे जुड़े रहने के लिए सब्सक्राइब करें YouTube पर, फॉलो करें Twitter पर और लाइक करें Facebook पर। और ज्यादा जानकारी के लिए आपको टाइप करना होगा सिर्फ न्यूज़ नशा।